James writes, "Do not be deceived, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and comes down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. Of his own will he brought us forth by the word of truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits of his creatures." Listen, if you have wealth, if you have the ability to earn wealth, if God has blessed you with the opportunity then to enjoy the fruits of your labor, recognize that is a gift from God. That is something that God has given to you, and it should be treated with respect. It should be treated with gratitude. And when you try to make up your mind about what you're going to do with all these blessings, that is not a decision to make on your own. That is a decision to make after having sought the wisdom of God. To say, Lord, you have given me these blessings. You have given me these abilities. You have given me these talents and these opportunities. Lord, you have brought me together. You have lifted me up and raised me to a position where I'm able to receive these manifold blessings from you. So, Lord, there's not enough room in my barns to fit all of the blessings you have given to me. What do you want me to do with the excess that you have provided, Lord? Yes. See, that's the right answer. Yes. Not, what shall I do with the things that I have earned for myself so that I can enjoy them for the rest of my life? Foolish man, your life is only going to last another 24 hours. But he couldn't know that, could he? James chapter 4, verse 13 answers that question. "Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go to such and such a city and spend a year there and buy and sell and make a profit." In other words, I'll build my barns and I'll be able to eat, drink, and be merry because I'll have plenty for years. Same concept here. "Whereas you do not know what will happen tomorrow, just as the man in the parable didn't know that he would die that night. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we shall live and do this or that. But now you boast in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil. Therefore, to him who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is sin." In other words, you know that there are people in need. You know that, right? We live in one of the wealthiest cultures on the face of this planet. By default of our citizenship, by default of our geography, where we live, based on just that fact alone, you're one of the wealthiest people in the world. The poorest of us is maybe poor by comparison to others among us, but as compared to the rest of the world, oh my goodness, we're rich.
Yes, we are.
"Come now, you rich, weep and howl for your miseries that are coming upon you. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver are corroded, and their corrosion will be a witness against you and will eat your flesh like fire. You have heaped up treasure in the last days. Indeed, the wages of the laborers who mowed your fields, which you kept back by fraud, cry out. And the cries of the reapers have reached the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth." That is not the Lord of Sabbath, it's the Lord of Sabaoth, it's the Lord of hosts, or the Lord of armies. Do you see the threat implied within that statement? You have lived on the earth in pleasure and luxury. You have fattened your hearts as in a day of slaughter. You have condemned, you have murdered the just. He does not resist you. Listen. You've seen Spider-Man, right?
No.
You've seen, most of you, many of you, seen Spider-Man in one iteration or another. What did Uncle Ben say to Peter? He said, "With great power comes great responsibility." Well, guess what? With great wealth comes great responsibility. You, as a member of one of the wealthiest cultures and societies on the earth, have a responsibility before God to utilize the resources that God has blessed you with in order to be a blessing to others, to those who are in want, to those who are in need, to those who are suffering, particularly when the quantities in question come from our excess. Yes. We're not even saying, hey, give till it hurts. We're saying give from your abundance. Take what God has blessed you with. Take that overflow that God has blessed you with. And I'm not telling you to give it to the church. The agape box is on the back corner there. I'm not telling you to do that. What I'm telling you is to have an appropriate relationship with the material goods that God has blessed you with, and to recognize that they are not yours, but that they have been entrusted to you by God, and that He expects you to use them in a way that is not aimed at simply satisfying every lust of your own flesh, every desire of your own heart, but that rather you're to use those to be a blessing to those that God brings across your path who are in need. Amen? That was a whole lot to say in a really short time. Don't ask me to repeat it. But the point is God has blessed us with so much. And when our aim is like the aim of this rich fool, to save it all and to hoard it all and to use it all for our own blessing, we fail to recognize the fact that our days are numbered on the face of this earth. Yes. And that we would be wise not to hoard up treasures for ourselves here on earth, but rather to store up treasures in heaven.